Hi, it's Marco from Moose Mark PR, the editor of Punchline Magazine, and welcome to Punchline Talks. Today I'm with Juliet Davenport. Hello, Juliet. Very lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
Here we are in this magnificent surroundings of Hawkwood, just outside of Stroud. Why are we here today?
So we're here today talking to business about what can they do in their everyday lives when they people come into work or lead businesses on sustainability. And I've been very happy to talk so Marsh has invited a lot of their clients, Marsh Insurance, to talk about what businesses are doing now and where they can go with their sustainability challenges. So I wrote a book called The Green Startup, which was some of my experiences at Good Energy about what you can do to be more sustainable as a business. And the book really is there as a how-to. It gives really practical notes for everybody, whether it's thinking about the building you occupy, the energy you buy, your supply chain, how you hire people. Every single aspect of business is included. And what I've been trying to do today is give people some examples, give them some inspiration, so they can go and then define what they are actually going to go home and do this week, next month.
And what would be your sort of top 3 tips for businesses watching this to make that change? What would you say to them?
So I think the first thing you can do is look at your space that you operate in, whether it's an office or an industrial building. What are you doing in that space? Because your teams, your employees work in that space, your customers potentially come to that space. So what are you actually signaling to people that you're actually doing? Because what we're finding now is a significant number of new graduates or people looking for work are going to be thinking about sustainability, and they're going to choose you as a business around what are your sustainability criteria. And I did talk a lot about loos.
Yes, there was a great deal of talk. We have that no crap paper, by the way.
Oh, do you? Exactly, see?
Okay.
But it's really interesting. If you visit a building, it's one of the few places you probably spend time on your own. And actually seeing what products are in a loo, whether you've got sustainable loo paper, what cleaning products you've got, that is already an indicator to whoever is experiencing your office of what you're actually doing and what you're about. And I know that's just a really small aspect, but there's various things you can do. You start to look at what furniture do you use, what are you looking at in your kitchens. There was one point we did at Good, we refurbished a kitchen because we expanded the space, and we used recycled furniture in the whole of the kitchen. It looked fantastic. And the story that you tell, not only your team, but your investors and your customers, it basically shows the authenticity throughout the whole business.
Now, one of the interesting things I thought you said as well is that you're no longer so involved with Good Energy.
Yeah.
And I think the timing was just right. Was it just before the Ukraine war? Is that right?
Yeah, so I didn't do that on purpose.
No.
But I sort of stepped down as CEO, I think it was July, the year before sort of the Ukraine war and the energy crisis came. But obviously I'm now working with various other businesses who have different aspects of that are facing them. But it's really interesting. I love working with business. I love working with business people because I actually believe that business are a heart of creativity, and they're brilliant at solving problems. And actually, when you get great leadership in organisations, you can have a massive impact, not only in what you do every day, but also the influence that you have in your wider sphere, whether it's your supply chain or the people you provide products to.
Well, I always ask my guests actually who come on the show. I'm going to be a bit naughty now, and I'm going to ask you for your top 3 business tips.
My top 3 business tips, that's really interesting. Well, my first one is, if you're in a business, be passionate about what you do, because actually getting up every morning, being present, being there, being a great leader is all about being interested in what you're doing. So that's my first business tip. I think my second business tip is be creative when you're thinking about commerciality and products. One of the things we did at Good was create a lot of new products that on the face of it, if you just did a basic analysis, wouldn't work. So you needed to get in there and say, okay, well, how do we make this work? How do we make this cost effective so we can deliver something to our clients that they really appreciate? So yeah, be creative when it comes to product development, particularly around commercials. And I think the last one is, I would say this, wouldn't I? I think about, quite often when you do environmental audits on your business, what you'll find inefficiencies there as well. So always do an energy audit, because what you'll find you might surprise you.
Juliet Davenport, really lovely to talk to you. Thanks for joining Punchline Talks today.
Thank you.